Hello guys and welcome to a different video today. As you can see, I'm in the home screen of Counter-Strike Global Offensive here. My current rank is still Distinguished Master Guardian, although I've had some decent matches in the past where I've won, lost, won, lost, won. So I've had quite an alright streak in my wins. And today I'm going to show you a little bit about how I set up my game. So first of all, I'm going to go to my video options right here, video settings. I normally play in 4:3 at around about this resolution, 1400 by 1050 is when I play at. Actually, I think it was right. No, it's not there. But I tend to I leave shaders on high. I turn models down to low, effect detail to low, shaders to high, just because I like the look of different knives and shaders. I do not enable multi-core rendering, because this can cause stuttering on some machines. I use an AMD FX processor, so this causes stuttering for me, so I disable it. I use some anti-aliasing here and there just to get some of the bars a bit more see-through. I turn off motion blur and I do not have VSync on. So that's my video settings. Then, when I'm going to customize my crosshair, I'll quickly go into a workshop map I'm going to show you today, which is, so you can go down to play with friends. It will create this lobby. You can go game settings, and then up the top here you have different modes. This is 5v5 competitive. You have your casual modes, which is deathmatch and stuff like that, or casual, which is same thing as competitive, except it's not in. It's got more times on it, and it's got double the amount of players in it. Then you got your demolition. You got your arms race, which is get a kill with the gun, go up with the gun, and then you got your normal deathmatch servers. I'm going to go into a workshop map. As you can see, I've got quite a few workshop maps here. I've got a couple of aim training maps, and then I'm going to show you this map today. I'm going to go in any mode, and I'm going to. This is how I have customized and built up my crosshair. I started out with a crosshair that I used to use the default one until up to about gold 1. Then I started using other people's crosshairs. I liked them a bit, but they didn't provide me with what I wanted out of my crosshair. So, as you can see in my videos, my crosshairs changed a little bit here and there, but it's mostly stayed the same little purple cross in the middle of my screen on the terrace. So this is my crosshair right here. It's become a little bit thinner since last time. And how I do this, you have your, these are the crosshairs of all the professional players for each team. Current professional players at the very least. Around the back here, you have other crosshairs. So there you go. Just let you stare at these for a bit. Some of these crosshairs will be pretty good for people. I use Hiko's crosshair. It's basically his crosshair, but a little bit thinner, and it's, instead of it being blue, actually I think it was this blue, I made it into pink, because that's just the colour for me that I can see a lot easier. And that's a really important thing with your crosshair, is you want to be able to distinguish it from a background, which is another reason why I would use this map. If I go show target on, you can this backdrop here, if you don't know, this is dust 2. I would test my crosshair out on different parts of the map. So there. The part where I start to lose it, well, if it was blue, if I go back to blue quick, I'd lose it against that container. I can't see that very well. I'm not sure how well it shows up in the video, but if I were to change that to an even darker blue, it stands out a bit better. If I change it to a light blue, it still stands out pretty well, but you would lose it in like that window there. I'd lose it. You don't know why you've been aiming over there, but that's the idea you want. You want a crosshair colour that you can't lose. So for me, that'd be pink or purple. My crosshair settings, if I click that, that's my crosshair settings. So if you want to mimic my crosshair, you can do that. You will need to put a colon in between all these, or copy them line by line to get my crosshair. You can restore your crosshair if you've had one here before. And so these are the pro players ones. Through this door, you get an idea of what your crosshair would be like against an actual player. So this backdrop is dust 2 again. You can change it right here. So I would change it to train. So there you go. My crosshair is pretty easy to track through the map. The reason why I like it thin is even no matter what the range I'm at, if I'm really close, or if I get back over this, if I'm far away, I can still see the head in the middle of my crosshair, and that's when I know that if I pull the trigger I'll get a headshot. So that's what I do. my crosshair is a little pink cross. As you can might be able to tell if I go against this white background, it's a dynamic crosshair, it's not static. And that is for a very good reason. I mean, I like, as you can see, I moved there when it wasn't accurate because my crosshair still moves. So I can go like that. I prefer my crosshair to be dynamic, so I get a visual reminder that, oh wait, you're not done with the resetting of the accuracy of your gun. Let's sift back through this door again. These are the default crosshairs up here. You can use those. But as I said, I like my little pink one. In my other videos, a little bit thicker. I decided to change it to a little bit thinner and make it a bit more moving. As you can see, those tiny little pink dots. That's where my bullets can go. I'm not sure how well you can see though. But look, there you go. You can see that pretty well against the ceiling. Those little outer pink dots is where my bullets can go when I'm moving. So if I just go out to this test range here and go. So that's what you're like when you're moving. You're really inaccurate when moving. The AK-47's recoil pattern is something like this. So the recoil pattern sort of goes up, right, left. You kind of just want to pull down like that. And you will need to compensate a bit more for the right and left. I'm just not very good at that. I don't claim to be a great player. I mean, I've come through the ranks up from Silver 1, so I've definitely improved my game. But recoil compensation is what I need to work on. I mean, if I give myself... let's see, SP_cheats 1. I spelled that wrong. And then go give weapon. Let's go M4. Never mind. But the city rifles are always more accurate than the terrorist rifles. That goes for most of their weaponry. So you won't need to spray as much. I mean, with the M4A1S, it's more along the lines of that sort of recoil pattern, rather than the AK's up, left, right, or right, left. So that's the basics of the crosshair. I mean, you can try out each professional player's crosshair if you want. Most of these are actually static crosshairs, which means if I go, I just need. Right, I've saved my crosshair, so if I go for this crosshair, you can see when I'm moving, it doesn't actually move. It's all... Well, this is what's known as a static crosshair. So no matter what I do, as you can see, I'm jumping, firing, it's not going to move. So if I go back to mine, you can see mine moves, which is a dynamic crosshair. You can also set these crosshair settings up in the game settings. I go game settings. You can show your crosshair should be along here somewhere. Yeah, you can change the view button position as well, that's desktop. You get your couch, and then you get your classic. I play on classic, so that's what I do. But you can all your other settings that you want to be using along is in here. So your secondary fire, which is like switching your the burst fire on and off on the weapons, like the Glock. You can set the camera speed. You can set up the settings for your friends as well, but here you go. HUD options, your crosshair, you can do classic, default static. I'm not going to change the setting here because it will actually screw up my crosshair. You can change the colour of your HUD, the scale of your HUD, and the colour of your crosshair. So they're the basic settings of your crosshairs. Another thing you can do, if you look at the top of my screen, it shows me my logo. You can also change that in the game settings. I don't want to exit to the main menu, clicked on the wrong thing. You go back to the game settings, you can show avatars, or you can show the player count. Which won't change now, but it will change the competitive scene. It'll just be 2 boxes with a number inside of it. I prefer the avatars, so I'll go back to my game settings and I'll change that back to avatars. So that's the basics of doing your crosshairs in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive. You want to be able to find a crosshair that I missed. Lol. Missed again. You want to be able to find a crosshair that you can find no matter where you're looking at. So as you can see, my purple/pink crosshair is pretty visible in most of the areas. I don't know why that's up there either. It's like a flaming chicken. I don't think I have no clip on. Either way, that is the idea of what you want to do with your crosshairs. You want to find a colour that you can see, no matter where you're looking at. You want to find a crosshair. If you prefer dynamic or static crosshairs, that's fine. You can find out what you want. And you can figure out your thickness, and depending on how well it obscures your screen. You can also do things like CL underscore right hand 0, which changes the side that your gun is actually on. I tend to have this bound to my @ sign on my keyboard because peeking different angles with the gun on the different side would work better. So say for instance this is a corner here, I'm up here and I want to peek it. For me, the gun, if I'm peeking it like this, the gun is through the wall. If I shoot, it hits the wall. If I choose that side, it may be more viable to peek on that side. It may just give you a better view. That's all it really achieves. It doesn't achieve... If your gun becomes a blind spot, you can change the view model of it. But what you should be doing is changing the angle you're peeking at, so it's not a blind spot. But if you still want to adamant about changing your view model, I will work on that for another video. But for now, this has just been the basics of the Crosshair. So instead of using all the complicated commands, you can just come to this Crosshair generator map, which will be on the Steam Workshop. I'll leave a link for it down in the video description if you want to try it out for yourself. I wish you good luck and have fun with the Crosshair generator to find your perfect Crosshair. Now with me, I'm always changing it a little bit here and there, but for now this is the Crosshair I'm going to be sticking with. So I thank you guys for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe for more Counter-Strike Global Offensive content from me. And if you have a recommendation for anything you want me to cover in Counter-Strike, then please leave it in the description, in the comment section rather, and I will work on it for the next video. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching.